Alright, we're back in Pillars of Eternity. We're in the Goose and Fox Inn in the Copper Lane district of Defiance Bay. We've just completed a quest for this woman that was sitting at the table who is now vanished. And next, I believe I said I was going to look for the Brackenbury Sanitarium in order to help out Dalton. And we're also trying to find an institution devoted to the study of illnesses of the soul. We're looking for that for Aloth. And that will also help us with our main quest here somehow. You know, I looked up how many missions there were in this game. I just wanted to see like a list of the quests. Apparently there are 3 acts to the story. And Never Far from the Queen was the end of the first act. So I wonder if I have moved into the second act. It doesn't really tell you inside the game.
Of course.
Anyway. Oh, we need to rest. We need a room for the night.
Greetings.
Let's get a room. Let's just get let's get the Suite of Worldly Wonders. Not that it really matters that much. You know, I've been playing a little bit of Baldur's Gate, the Enhanced Edition. There's a lot of really terrible UI in Baldur's Gate. One thing I appreciate about Pillars of Eternity is there's not a lot of messing around with, like, you know, inventory management and not having enough space to put stuff in your inventory, so you have to keep running back and forth. And if your party member gets killed, you have to run all the way back to town to get them raised from the dead, and then you have to run all the way back to the dungeon. There's none of that in Pillars of Eternity, so I really appreciate that they have solved those problems from Baldur's Gate. This Pillars of Eternity is basically a copy of Baldur's Gate, just with all the problems fixed. So I want to see if I can maybe, you know, before I continue, I feel like maybe I should, speaking of inventory management, I feel like I should do some inventory management before I continue. So I'm going to pause here while I just comb through my inventory and find stuff that I can sell and upgrade and stuff like that. First, I'm going to add some fire damage to Edder's Whispers of Yenwood sword. Plus 25% burn damage. I'm going to upgrade Edder's Larder Door shield to add fine quality. I'm going to add an intellect enchantment to Aloth's leather armor. And also give it a fine quality. I'm going to enchant Edder's fine mail armor with a constitution bonus. I'm going to give Aloth this unwavering resolve amulet, which gives +2 intellect and resolve +1, replacing his cloak of freeze resistance. Alright, that inventory's cleaned up a bit. Now I think I want to go try to sell some stuff. And I'm pretty sure we can do that at the marketplace. Let's check out this marketplace. I don't really want to spend a lot of video time, you know, exploring the city, because I feel like that's going to be very boring.
Good day to you.
The young woman stands by a cart, watching the crowd with large, bright eyes that focus on you as you approach. Take your time, traveler. If you're looking for enchanted scrolls or garb, you've come to the right place. Show me your wares. So this is enchanted stuff. You know, I was wondering where I could find crafting components or enchanting components to buy, and this looks like it's a place to do that. Paragond. Hello again, the Orland woman says in a familiar tone. Thanks for visiting my store. Hey, it's Paragond. I remember her. I'm still trying to recover from losing that cargo, she says with a huff. My inventory isn't what it used to be, but hopefully I've got something you'll like. Show me your wares. Traps. I've got all these traps. I've got 1,000,000 traps. I don't know where they came from, but I have a ton of them. I don't know what to do with them. So Paragond sells traps and camping supplies and ropes and grappling hooks. It's basically all she sells is traps. Okay, that's cool. Who's that? That's a justiciar. Narmer. I bet you sell food. Well met, traveler. Are you interested in purchasing any rations for your journeys? Not really, because I don't really know what to do with food, to be honest. I haven't really found a great use for it. Hildy and Linkle are Kickstarter NPCs, so we're just going to ignore them.
How do you do?
Igrin stands behind a stall, polishing a broadsword. The patterned flesh around his eyes is crinkled with age, and the muscles in his arms are knotty and lean. But he holds the weapon with ease. He nods at you. Come to take a look? You won't find a finer collection of armor and weaponry in Defiance Bay. Outside Sonald's, of course. He flashes a crooked grin. Well, what's so special about Sonald? She operates in the expedition hall. He jerks a thumb over his shoulder. Sells the best equipment in the city, but Wenin keeps her on a short leash, keeps her fine inventory reserved for chartered expeditionists, members of the dozens, and anyone else he takes a liking to. Okay, well, let me see what you have for sale. Alright, I've got 3,655 copper worth of junk to sell from my stash. Go. So we have some very, wow, is that text jittering, or is that my eyes freaking out on me? I feel like that text is jittering for some reason. So we have, let's see what we got. We got a very nice war bow. Who among us uses a war bow? Sagani uses a war bow, doesn't she? Let's check that. It's a hunting bow. Alright, never mind. Well, we did what we wanted to do. We wanted to sell our junk, and we have done that, so it's time to move on. Admeth's Den Expedition Hall. World map, Lumdala's house, Scrivener's dormitory, the Hall of Revealed Mysteries, Catacombs, Brackenbury. That's where we're going. Clearly, we're heading for Brackenbury. If we're trying to find the Brackenbury Sanitarium, we need to go to Brackenbury. I've had enough of these, Oh, Gordy. Hold on. Stop, everyone. Let's talk to Gordy. I've had enough of the gold-colored, Kickstarter NPCs. They don't have any relevance to the game, as far as I can tell. A young boy watches the passersby and counts a grimy handful of coins. His face and arms are smudged with dirt, but except for the grass stains, his clothes are in good condition. As you approach, he blinks and makes a quick, furtive effort to pocket his coins. Hey, mister, want to know a secret? He wipes his nose with a sleeve. I know a real good secret. Careful, I've traveled the continent and the hardest bargains still come from my 7-year-old. Really? What's your secret, kid? He shrugs and clasps his hands behind his back, kicking a loose pebble. I just saw folks hiding some really neat things. I could show you where, but Mom and Dad told me not to talk to strangers. His eyes slowly roll up to you. But maybe you could help me with something. Then we wouldn't be strangers. Yeah, I don't have time for this, kid. Maybe later. Maybe later when I'm not trying to finish the game. When I'm not trying to go to Brackenbury. It will take me 12 minutes to complete this journey. The arduous journey through the gate to the Brackenbury district. And here we are. I'm looking for a neighborhood with a tower. It's near a cemetery. Do you know where I might find one of those, Mr. Guard Justiciar man? Best you stop looking then. The place you want is Heritage Hill. You can see the tower over the district walls out that way. The Justiciar points to the northwest. But something, happened there. They don't let people in anymore, and none of the knights want to be posted anywhere close to it. Steer clear if you know what's good for you. Oh, well, thank you. That was very easy to find that place. Hey, where are the mad kept in Defiance Bay? Only place around here that takes them is in Brackenbury Sanitarium. I've heard they can treat your soul there, take the madness away, but there's just as many stories coming out of that place that'll chill your blood. There's a man, if you want to call him that, Ethelmore. He's there. He's the head warden, Ethelmore. If you're visiting or checking yourself in, he's the one to talk to. Okay, thank you. Farewell. Well, we learned a lot from that one guy. The tower I saw looming above the walls. Wait, the tower I saw looms above the walls surrounding Heritage Hill. I hope to find the next piece of the puzzle there. And the head warden of Brackenbury Sanitarium is a person named Ethelmore. And that's how I should proceed with my search for the leaden key. And we're also going there for Aloth. Why else are we going there? Oh, a voice from the past. We're also going. All roads lead to Bracken... Excuse me. Well, 3 roads lead to Brackenbury Sanitarium. It appears that Brackenbury Sanitarium is our best hope of finding help for Aloth. So, we got lots of stuff to do there. There's house something or another. There's the sanitarium. Let's go to the sanitarium in the middle of the night. Here's some more NPCs of a Kickstarter nature that we can ignore. I'm sure somebody put a lot of time and effort into writing all those NPC backstories. There's an Animancers. Animancers are hanging out outside the sanitarium. And then there's somebody here named Nedden saying something.
Good day to you.
Hello. A woman stands in the shade of the garden, muttering to herself. She's fixated on the pages of a large and well-worn tome Seemingly oblivious to the blooming flowers and the cool, fragrant breeze, she only looks up when your shadow crosses her page. Do you mind? I'm rather busy. What are you so busy with? She snaps her book shut. I'm studying soul attachment. We all know that souls move into people at birth and out of them at death, but we still have a lot of questions about what makes them stick, so to speak. What do you mean about making them stick? She brushes a stray lock from her forehead. Souls power bodies and give their tissues life, but only when they're firmly attached. It's separation that leads to a whole spate of soul-related ailments, including the Hollowborn. But if we understood how to reattach souls, we could end Wide One's legacy, maybe even conquer death. She scratches behind her ear. That's the theory, anyway. Unfortunately, I don't have all of the research I need to put it into practice. What exactly do you need? There's a manuscript called the Theorems of Pentagram. It contains research from Pengram's experiments on detached souls. The Hall of Revealed Mysteries is rumored to have a copy in the Elder Archives. Pengram's work is considered to be one of the more, daring animancy texts. Not something generally circulated among novices, nor easy to get hold of. I wonder if we might have a peek at it, says Kana. The theorems could advance my research by leaps and bounds, but Grimda, the High Archivist, worships Whale, which means she has some paradoxical views on sharing and restricting knowledge, and since she's not exactly a proponent of animancy, she tends to restrict the kinds of information that would be useful to me. Well, that's a shame. She sighs. Anyway, I should probably get back to my work. Well, first, tell me about yourself. I'm an animancer at the sanitarium. Currently, I'm researching matters related to Wide One's legacy. Anything else? She looks eager to return to her studies. No, that's all. I'll leave you alone. Farewell. The Theorems of Pentagram. I met Nedin, an animancer, in front of the Brackenbury Sanitarium. She told me of the Elder Archives and the rare manuscripts they contain, including one by an animancer named Pentagram. She needs the Theorems of Pentagram to continue her research, but the archivist won't give her access. Well, maybe we can help someday. Oh, who's this lurking over here? Another animancer. Welcome to the finest animancy center in the Deerwood. Speak with Head Warden Ethel Moore if you wish to make an appointment with one of our animancers. Well, let's quick save and enter. Entering the sanitarium. Quest updated, a voice from the past. I've entered Brackenbury Sanitarium. According to Helig, Modred keeps everything of value in a trunk in his laboratory. He's given me a key to open it. Well, presumably, we don't need to sneak around here. Until we get to the laboratory, of course. This table is set with an assortment of leaflets and booklets with titles like Practical Benefits of Animancy and Soul Adjustment for the Well-Adjusted Soul. We have nobles and animancers talking amongst themselves over here. Sometimes we get people in here trying to make trouble for the animancers, says the guard. Oh, Verna. Oh, you have a gold background, so never mind. I suppose we shouldn't steal things. Warden, an animancer from the Republic, Spancello, has requested a visit. Extend a formal invitation. See to it that the necessary preparations are made. Of course. The person is speaking to the wall. What Your Soul May Be Trying to Tell You is the name of the book on the table there. More NPCs, Kickstarter NPCs, etc., etc. Well, I guess we'll talk to the statue. Head Warden Ethelmore, a well-maintained statue of a middle-aged man, presides over the room, looking down unblinking over the bustle of harried academics pestered by the hopeful desperate. A strong warmth emanates from it that you could sense from across the room. There is a human soul stored beneath the stonework. You feel its attention turned towards you. It has been some time since a watcher graced these halls. His voice echoes deeply, rumbling the floor beneath you. I am envious of your natural insights, traveler. I can only imagine how it might have helped my work in life. Now, what is it that has brought you to my sanitarium?
I'm curious as to how you've come to be in your present state.
Head Warden... In the statue, you mean? I thought that was him speaking there. In the statue, you mean? Well, he laughs. I was old, and it seemed wrong to me, a lifetime spent in pursuit of discovery, only to lose it all in death. Somewhere, someday, I would wake up in a new body, none the wiser, and pursue a different course entirely. All that experience wasted. If we are ever to unearth the principles behind our existence, it will be in spite of our condition. Of that I am quite sure. To live on as part of something I helped build seemed to me a better legacy than what nature had in store. The transfer itself was quite simple as our techniques go, and for that I am grateful. Playing with souls is far easier to accept when they are not your own. I do miss being able to take an active role in the scholarly efforts here. Now and again one of our animancers will humor me and consult over some problem, but they are a jealous breed and are too often afraid to collaborate. If you are considering it yourself, I can tell you that it isn't for the easily bored.
Tell me about the sanitarium.
A history lesson? Well, this is a rare pleasure. Most come in here only concerned with cheating death in one way or another. We are an old institution as Deerwood goes. This is our 94th year. As with many cities, the growth of Defiance Bay brought with it a host of problems. One of the worst was that those born with, shall we say, ill-favored souls came to populate its streets in droves. Thus, the sanitarium. Brackenbury was a natural fit. It was growing, but there was also a lot of money here back then. This place owes its survival to the curiosities of the wealthy more than anything, I think. Our founding came at a time of great suspicion in animancy, much like today. So much progress has been lost to the mishaps of a few careless practitioners. But in time it was forgotten, as all things are. Since then we have been at the forefront of animancy's resurgence. We have played host to many gifted researchers and pushed the boundaries of our knowledge in ways never thought possible. Some of the first safe transferences were done here, and we have pioneered work in soul purification, lineage analysis, preservation. It's really quite a list, if you'll pardon my pride. Today it's, well, I can't say it's exactly the same. There's been some push to shut us down. It comes from Deerwood's more excitable denizens, whose minds are more passionate than thoughtful, I'm afraid. People see this legacy, and they see it involves something they don't understand. So it's natural for them to suspect people whose understanding exceeds theirs. It looks to them like we're hiding something. We have a representative in the palace this very moment defending the entire science of animancy at a hearing before the Duke, absurd as it sounds. If it does not go well, it could be the end of animancy in Deerwood. I fear Avar may be swayed by all this unrest, irrational though it may be. We shall see.
Does anyone here know anything about awakenings?
There's an animancer on the lower floor who came all the way from Revia to study them. Take the stairs down and look for Beliseg.
I'm also looking for an animancer named Mordred.
Modred, of course. You will find him downstairs in the first room on the right.
And, I hesitate to bring this up because I feel like this might be bad, but you may have a member of the Leaden Key in your midst.
Ethelmore groans, and the stone around him shudders. I could have done without hearing that today. Many have their intrusions been into our affairs. Of course, one can seldom be certain whether they've meddled or whether calamity has struck on its own. But a few of their less skilled infiltrators have been exposed from time to time. They are a perpetual nuisance. Once again, I am reminded of how envious I am of your gifts. I suspect they would be of some use in verifying one's identity. You are at odds with the Leaden Key as well, I take it.
Well, I'm not really sure, to be honest. I don't remember why I'm trying to find them, and none of these dialogue options are reminding me why. I'm just gonna say they're up to something, and I'm trying to determine what.
They are always up to something. Of that you may rest assured. If their plots have come to involve you, you have my sympathies. Do you have some idea of who this person might be?
I won't really know until I've met them.
Very well. In that case, I would recommend you speak first with our resident endomancers. They have frequent interactions with both patients and colleagues. You'll find them up here or in their office downstairs. You will report anything suspicious to me immediately. This is my only request.
Alright, farewell.
Addendum two-sided. I've been told to look for someone named Beliseg. She works in the lower floor of the sanitarium. That's for Aloth. And we've been told we are to question the animancers in the sanitarium and see if they've noticed anything unusual. And the guy, the Mordred guy, is downstairs. Huh, where do I even go first? I don't even know where to begin. I guess I go downstairs. Where's the stairs down? Feels like downstairs is where I need to go. So let's go downstairs. This feels like it's going to be a very large exploration sort of a video. I don't need to, there's only one place to go down here, which is this room right here. Hello? Oh, this door is open. Ooh, I guess we're not allowed in there.
What's in this room, guard?
I wouldn't mind being better armed, so what if it makes the clients a little nervous? I never thought I'd be taking orders from a dog-eat statue. Well, let's do a quick save. Let's, what is this room here?
Hello?
Ripley.
Hello, Ripley. Who are you?
Hello.
A young Orlan woman traces her fingers along the spines of the books in front of her, row by row, her motions quick and skittish, like a bird's. She does not notice you until you are nearly upon her. Oh my, you startled me.
Are you supposed to be in here? I'm looking for an expert on awakenings. Me? I'm just Master Azo's assistant. But there's a visiting scholar from Revia here named Belisig. She claims to know about them. If there's nothing else, I need to get back to work. I'm also investigating suspicious activity in the sanitarium. Oh, I'm just Master Azo's assistant. Sorry, it's very dusty in here. Dust all over the shelves. Anyway, he'd know more about that, but he's in the middle of busy with some patients. You won't be able to see him until he comes out from the patient ward. Is Azo busy with patients, or is he running some sort of experiment? I'm just an assistant. It's not my place to gossip. I'm sorry. How do I get into the patient ward? Only Master Azo has access. I guess Head Warden Ethelmore does too, but he's a statue now. And what do you do here exactly as an assistant? I mostly help Master Azo set up and clean his equipment. I also keep his office organized since he's too busy to do it himself. Okay, sounds like very fulfilling work. Farewell. Cadman Azo was absent from his office, and he's evidently been running some secret experiments. I should take this up with the head warden. Whether this is connected to the Leaden Keys operations remains to be seen. So, am I just supposed to go barging into doors and stuff? 'Cause I feel like that may not be the greatest idea. Hello? Oh, it's Mordred. Hello. An animancer scribbles feverishly on a parchment scroll while his free hand dances through the air, counting off unseen objects. His lips move in silent discourse. As your shadow falls over his scroll, he looks up. He looks up at you with mingled perplexity and irritation.
Good day to you.
Can I help you? He forces a polite smile. What are you working on? My area of focus is wicts, more specifically how to cure them. Oh, why do you study wicts? He huffs. What kind of question is that? Just think of all the families that could be healed, the lives that could be restored. What could be more important? His face has reddened and he turns away from you for a moment. He shakes his head. Animancy has an answer here. I know it. It's simply a matter of working it out. I see. Good. He looks eager to return to his work. Okay, well, I'm just looking around. Then be quick about it and don't touch anything. The sanitarium has a lax visitor policy, but I don't. Without another word, he resumes his work. I feel like, he can see me. Can I sneak out and sneak back in? Nope. He. I will sneak out and sneak back in. He'll never find me. I don't know if this actually works or not. I feel like it doesn't. No, it doesn't work. He sees me immediately. So, what am I looking for? I feel like I need to just kind of ask him, because, I don't think he's gonna... Let's close the door so nobody can see. I'm just gonna steal this thing. There's a book. What exactly am I looking for here, anyway? I've forgotten. What am I looking for? I'm looking for
Something in his trunk. That's all I'm looking for? Am I just supposed to kill the guy and look in his trunk? Because I feel like he's gonna know if I'm looking in his trunk. In a corner of Modred's lab rests a large, weathered trunk. It seems likely to contain something important, if only by virtue of its size. I'm just gonna unlock the trunk. Right in plain view of the guy. You take the key you acquired from Helig and place it in the lock. It fits perfectly and turns with a solid clunk. The trunk holds no grimoires or treasures. Instead, you find yourself staring into the feral gaze and toothy maw of a twisted, monstrous creature. Its humanoid form has been overwhelmed by bony angles and terrible claws. With a start, you recognize the vague shape of a young girl beneath the elongated, malformed bones and grayish skin. It growls and leaps from the trunk, not toward you, but toward Modred. Modred has no time to scream before his throat is torn out. What? Wow. Well, we killed it. Darn, that was unexpected. I slew Modred. It's not what Helig wanted me to do, but what's done is done. I need to return to him and let him know what happened. Well, I mean... what else was I supposed to do? I guess I could have talked to him first, but I feel like that would have been a terrible idea. Okay, well, I guess now I can steal whatever's in here. And a book of some kind. Some gold and some stuff. Any secrets in here? I hope nobody notices that we killed one of the animancers. I'm sure nobody will notice. Let's close the door. So nobody sees. Nobody will see what we did. Let's check this door. Hello? Belisig. I'm here to talk to you about Aloth.
Hail and well met.
A woman paces back and forth, her feet crunching on the soft red carpet. She gestures and mumbles to herself, shaking her head as she pores over pages of notes. She almost walks into you. Ikasi, here I am, looking so hard for answers in my research that I do not see the kith standing in front of me. What can I do? I am looking for an expert on awakenings. She laughs bitterly. That would be me, though the lack of research subjects has made me more of an expert in counting floorboards. I would like to transfer Animancy's success in buttressing pre-awakened souls to soothing those whose souls have already awakened. But I need subjects, and most of the patients here are too broken to produce reliable results. It is a tragedy to have come so far for nothing. Well, you're in luck. I have a volunteer. She springs to the balls of her feet, beaming. Galarde, who is it? Aloth's lips curl into a frown. I don't know about this. She grins more broadly still. Don't be silly. The process is perfectly harmless. All you must do is stand in that cage. I beg your pardon? I jest. You Adirans are so uptight. I do not even know what the thing is used for. It belonged to the last occupant of this office, I think. Now they upgrade him to a cell. Again, I jest. I'm making jokes. You will not be placed into a cell or a jail of any kind. Maybe. She rubs her hands together, getting down to business. So, I need you to sit here. She takes Aloth by the shoulders and steers him to the couch. And try to relax, but don't try too hard, then you will not be relaxing. Indeed. Aloth's eyes are humorless.
And you must also wear these. A little cold, but the copper will help conduct your essence. The Animancer fastens thick copper bands to Aloth's forehead and wrists. As she ratchets them tighter, his face twitches with suppressed irritation. Now, I will examine your soul through my scope. She reaches into her desk and produces a long chambered tube. Knobs, dials, and small toothed wheels run along the side of the device. It is fitted with Adra lenses cut to different thicknesses and concavities. By manipulating them, I find the angles and densities that will allow me to track the anomalies in your soul.
How exciting! I've never seen this sort of thing performed.
Kana peers at the device with interest.
It seems suitably complicated.
Does this mean we'll get to talk to Isomir more? I like that lady. Belisig raises a finger. But first, we must find this cunning interloper. You will answer some personal questions while I make adjustments. Sagani pats his arm. Don't worry, I'm sure we won't hear any of it.
Aloth squirms on the couch.
Very well. Belisig holds the scope to her eye and flicks a knob. To begin, tell me something personal, something from a time before your awakening. Well, there's nothing to tell. I was just a normal child living in the Sithwood. He looks to you. His face is set in a frown, but the rigid edges of apprehension show through nevertheless. Talk about your parents. As you speak to Aloth, you feel your voice like a bell in your chest. It tolls softly, luring him into the mists of his own memory. Belisig doesn't seem to notice anything, but you feel as if your words are smoothing his essence, untangling its many threads. Aloth closes his eyes. Mother is away most of the time, with the Thanes family, but I always know when she's coming home. Father's bottles accumulate like storm clouds on the horizon. His fits of temper become swifter and more violent. It still shames him, knowing that her Hamneg to another man supports us better than his labors as a steward. This is good. I'm starting to see something. Continue. Tell us about the time you awakened. She bites her tongue as she twists one of the dials. I am in my 5th year of training. Mother is home. I can let my guard down a little because when she is around, he is usually only angry with her. But he has heard that I have had trouble casting missiles, that my flame shields are unstable. He is furious that I have failed, and Mother's presence reminds him that he has failed too. The first blow takes me by surprise. One moment I am sweeping the kitchen, the next I'm sprawled on the ground, stupidly looking at flecks of my blood on the tile. His boots, glistening with fresh polish, thud across the floor. He kicks me in the stomach, and I curl up to shield my vitals. But it's pointless. Protecting one thing only leaves something else exposed. Still huddled on the ground, I retreat as fast as I can. I retreat until the vision of the kitchen and my own trembling knees is nothing but a pinprick against a field of black. His jaw locks and his eyes twitch beneath their lids. Madicho! Belisig furiously cranks the knobs along her scope. He's hypnotized himself with his old memory. You've got to bring him out of it, quickly. I almost have it. I'm gonna squeeze Aloth's hand. You're safe, Aloth. Everything's fine. Aloth's eyes snap open, but the expression you see in them isn't his. He's now safe when I hap upon him.
Wait, I don't even know what kind of accent it is he's doing. Some kind of Irish or Scottish thing? I don't know. I can't do it.
Belisig sucks a deep breath through her teeth. That's it. I'm seeing a shift in his essence. Something spreading and congealing. She glances at you over her scope. Keep talking. He seems to respond to you. What brought you here? Cracking bones and voices eye in ire. That warm molasses feeling that creeps down your gut when crisis is nigh.
So bad. Belfrito, we have flares of a totally distinct essence. She jots shorthand notes onto the pages next to her and turns one clicking knob of her scope. Now try to get the two of them talking. Aloth, ask Isilmir what she's doing. Aloth's face twists in fury. Sticking weed, worming parasite. He bursts into sudden laughter. Ye'd say the same to your own kindled twig when it betrays ye. Eder grins. Must be hard to avoid knowing there's a lady in your body the whole time, judging you. Good. Yes, very good. She rests from her scribbling only to make another adjustment to her scope. I can see two separate patterns of essence. Where he ebbs, the other flows. It's as if the awakened soul fills the spaces that he leaves empty. She prompts you with a circling of her wrist, quill still in hand. Go on. Isilmir, what exactly are you taking from him? Nay, more than I'm giving. Ye should ask what I did that old man of his. How the last time he laid a hand on us, I break it in 3 places. Aloth's head jerks to the side. That wasn't your decision. It's never been your decision. Nay, I was awakening, but now I'm stuck with thee, and damned if I let your whinny and niggin drag us both through the scupper.
This is why can't we get Matt Mercer to do this? Why do I have to do this?
Very good. She lowers her scope and consults her notes. Belisig, that is. I think I've finally got something we can work with. I've tracked Isilmir's essence throughout the exchange. She had a particularly high-density index during the most heated portions of their argument, and her essence seemed to localize most clearly in the lower portion of the subject's left rib cage. That's right around the spleen, which of course means that she is triggered by black bile. No doubt the subject's charismatic melancholy is to blame. Aloth blinks back at you, and in the midst of his perturbation, you're not quite sure who's looking out of his eyes. That's utter horseshit. Sagani's eyes are wide, or are as wide as an innocent. It does seem as though she got one thing right. She glares. Belisig glares at him. Yes, never mind my years of training. I suppose you have a better explanation? Let me think about it a moment. You're close. I think Isilmir's appearances are related to potential sources of trouble for Aloth. Belisig carefully scratches her jaw, her gaze darting between you and Aloth. I suppose that could be true. She jots another note. I'll have to check this against other research. Aloth removes the copper bands. Well, and good for you, but what does this mean for me? Belisig frowns at her notes, tapping her cheek with a quill and making a grand show of concentration. However, you catch her stealing a glance at you over the pages. Well, I think, I think Isilmir tries to take control from you when she thinks you can't... Jeez, I can't read. Isilmir tries to take control from you when she thinks you can't face a problem on your own. You can't let her make these decisions for you. My thoughts exactly. I'll have to be more careful about her from now on. I've got a lot to process, regardless. Thank you for your help, Drem. He does not look at Belisig. Belisig sets her notes on her desk and returns to her scope. Well, I hope this has been as useful to you as it has been to me. I finally have material worth publishing. You'll be the toast of Revia, Fentre Aloth. Hey, we gained experience points. Aloth's grimace melts into a crooked smile. Aye, advancing the rightwise principles of animancy. Just what ye've always wanted. As you turn to leave, you catch a darting movement out of the corner of your eye. Bellaseeg is humming to herself, still occupied with her scope, but Aloth is holding her notes. He's just about to tuck them into his cloak when he catches you watching. He holds a finger to his lips, his eyes wide and imploring. Please, I don't want my personal information published like this, especially not after her nonsense. Leave me out of this. He hides the papers in his cloak. Not to worry, we'll see to this on our own.
Quest completed, two-sided. Did we learn anything about that? After hearing about how Isilmir takes control during delicate situations, I advised Aloth to be wary of her. He shouldn't give control to anyone else, not even a part of his soul. He seemed to agree. Well, it's as simple as that. Just don't give him control. I mean, the Weaver's song added. The quest expires in 3 days. What? Is this the quest I was supposed to go back to the thing to... I was supposed to go back and find out about a quest at the stronghold, but... I'm busy doing other stuff. I don't have time for that. Man, this has been a lot of talking in this episode. What else are we doing here? I'm kind of tired of it, actually. I don't know what else we're doing. We're still looking for... Oh, I never did ask her about animancers. Sentia, I am busy. I seem to have misplaced my notes. Okay, whatever. Well, let's check this other room here. Anybody in here? Nobody's in here. Oh, there's a nice cage. The edges of the cage are dented and scored with claw marks. Any secrets in here? Not that I can see. Are we allowed to go in here? Unlocking this will require the proper key, which I do not have. Well, let's leave. I guess we're done.